Issue 5. Money doesn't guarantee happiness. A few years ago, I shocked my friends and family. I broke my engagement to a well-educated millionaire business executive to marry a construction worker. Why? Because he's kind, honest, and totally lovable. My high school dropout can fix plumbing, tune up a car, build a house, and grow enough vegetables to feed an army. He can cook and clean like a pro and comes home whistling every evening without stopping at a bar. The stories about his day at the construction site are far more interesting than my day on Wall Street. This man won't grow soft and flabby sitting behind a desk all day, and he won't get a stress-related illness or have an affair with his secretary. And if we have children, he won't be too busy to spend time with his family.
Comprehension. 1. How did the writer shock her family and friends? 2. Why were they surprised? 3. Describe her fiancé's personality. 4. What is her job? 5. Does she think he will be a good father? If so, why?
Let's talk. 1. Do you think she made the right decision? Why or why not? 2. Do you think money can buy happiness? If so, how? If not, why not? 3. Who is more likely to be happy, a blue-collar or white-collar worker? Why? 4. Who are happier, the rich or the poor? Why? 5. Prioritize the following things for a happy life: money, social status, honor, friendship, health, family, respect, fame, attitude. 6. Some people say we can't be truly happy unless we develop an altruistic attitude. Do you agree? 7. Define a happy life. What can you do to achieve it? 8. Are you happy now? Why or why not? 9. What is the philosophical attitude we need to be happy?
Opinion samples. 1. The color of the collar makes all the difference in life. But the issue is not so simple after all. Blue-collar workers perform mostly physical tasks. They work on assembly lines, in fast food restaurants, and outdoors. Typically, their jobs do not require a college education, but they may need a great deal of training to perform successfully. Some blue-collar jobs pay extremely well, but that is usually because they are dangerous or dirty, or because they require some specialized knowledge. Payment is usually on the basis of piecework or hourly wages. On the other hand, white-collar workers perform their mainly mental tasks with paper or computers. They are in offices, as secretaries or managers, or in classrooms or hospitals. Most are college-educated and generally have higher incomes and more perks than their blue-collar colleagues. Typically, they receive salaries, though some very high-paid professionals, such as doctors and lawyers, are compensated per service performed. Of course, many jobs actually blend the two aspects of physical and mental work, and the income levels mostly overlap, although blue-collar incomes do not climb as far as the highest white-collar ones. The main difference is in attitude. Many people prefer active jobs in which they are constantly in motion, particularly if this entails work outdoors, in construction, for instance. They like to see and feel what they have done, and get a lot of satisfaction that way. Others are comfortable in a more sedate setting, and enjoy being a vital part of the process of accomplishment rather than enjoying the actual product itself, which, in any case, may not have much of a physical presence, since it is often the drafting of a contract or a transfer of funds or some other abstraction. Question. Talk about the merits and demerits of blue-collar and white-collar jobs.
2. Money may just buy more unhappiness. Most of us work too hard to acquire riches we don't need. We bust our butts for 8 or 10 or more hours a day and have little or no time left for the things that make life worth living. Personal relationships, mentally or physically engaged relaxation, contemplation of our individual place in the grand scheme of things. The arts, literature, music, playing games with other people, dancing, exercising, solving puzzles, self-improvement, planning for the future, dreaming about better conditions, gaining wisdom. These are the activities that define our humanity. If we are too poor or too busy to engage in them, we are no better than the other animals. On the other hand, just having a lot of money does not guarantee that we will use our time to our best advantage. It is easy to fall into the money trap and believe that we can buy meaningful relationships or rent useful experiences. Many of the good things in life are free and available to all, but need to be nurtured. They are not for sale ready-made. There is no rich man's shortcut to their acquisition. We cannot buy self-knowledge, morality, or culture. Humanity is not a commodity. In the end, the quality of our lives depends on no price tag. Many of the world's philosophers are poor in material possessions, not because they are too stupid to acquire riches, but because they realize the ultimate poverty of empty wealth. Too many of the Fortune 500 have more money than anyone needs, and very little else. Question: what do you think about having a lot of money? Do you think it is an obstacle or an aid to a happy life? Issue 5. Money doesn't guarantee happiness.
How does anyone achieve happiness?
It depends on what you mean by happiness, I guess.
To me, happiness is having the physical means to lead a rich, varied life.
That means health and wealth then, right?
More or less. No one can be too healthy, of course, but maybe it's possible to be too rich.
How?
If money becomes more important than anything else. Money is a tool to use for creating the good life, but it is not an end unto itself.
What are the other tools?
A healthy body, though I suppose we don't have much control over that other than taking care of what we have.
And?
A good mind, maintaining an open attitude towards life, staying curious about the world, actively reading and thinking about the human condition.
Religion?
Maybe, but I think serious non-religious people can achieve the same kinds of happiness as believers. Religion is often a great thing for the individual, but overly religious societies are usually too narrow to promote much happiness.
What about democracy?
Any government will get in the way of a person's absolute happiness, if complete freedom is a component of that. But it's all relative. I suppose private happiness is attainable even in the harshest totalitarian society, and for some people utterly unreachable even in the most utopian.
You know, I've been reading about the old cynics.
Yeah? You mean the Greek philosophers?
Sure, like Diogenes.
The guy with the lamp, looking for an honest man.
Right. They thought that happiness is attained by ridding oneself of necessities, not by acquiring wealth. The fewer things we need, the happier we are.
Okay.
For instance, I think it was Diogenes. One of them saw a young boy at the well drinking water from his cupped hands. The cynic extolled how much wisdom we can learn from children, and threw away his own drinking cup as being unnecessary.
I don't think most people would agree with that notion.
Maybe that's why so few are happy.
Questions. 1. What goes into happiness? 2. Is it possible for anyone to have too much health? Explain your answer. 3. What lesson did the child teach the cynic?